We start feeding on radio. Introducing classic hits. Way back.
Critical conversations in the political, economic, and social space has become extremely important.
And there's a need for a lot of people, not even the political party, those in the civil society, those who believe in Nigerian emancipation of people from the shackle of poverty.
More than ever before, Nigerians now deserve to be heard. We all need a voice. OMOBOLA SANDRA every Thursday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Lindam 98.3 FM to lend your voice and speak real issues affecting the Nigerian state. Open forum. The time to talk is now.
Hello Lagos, I am SP Benjamin Hinde, Police Public Relations Officer, Lagos State Command. You are listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. If you see something, say something.
Fantastic conversations to see you again. It's good weather. You want to agree with that? Yeah, trending music. Traffic updates. Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ Morszáɪᴜ is a great place to unwind. Sports. And everything fun is right here on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch that.
Critical conversations in the political, economic, and social space has become extremely important.
And there's a need for a lot of people, not even the political party, those in the civil society, those who believe in Nigerian emancipation of people from the shackle of poverty.
More than ever before, Nigerians now deserve to be heard. We all need a voice. OMOBOLA SANDRA every Thursday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Lindam 98.3 FM to lend your voice and speak real issues affecting the Nigerian state. Open forum. The time to talk is now.
Good afternoon and welcome to Open Forum for today, the 18th of April 2024. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. Open Forum is a program that's designed for you, our dear listener, because we know the importance of your voice being heard, the importance of putting your voice out there as regards all of the trending stories or all of the hot news at the moment. So for the past 1 week, we've been able to aggregate all of the top news, the top stories, the headline stories for the past 1 week for you to share your thoughts, your contribution, your own analysis of all of these stories. And we're going to be running this up until 3 p.m. So that's 2 hours of you airing your voice. My name is OMOBOLA Sandra. I will be with you this afternoon, but I will not be alone. ᴏᴜᴜᴜ is also here with me in the studio to navigate this ship with me. Good afternoon, Kelvin.
Hi, good afternoon, Sandra. Good afternoon, Nigerians as well.
All right, so let's get into it. There's a lot to talk about, so we're not going to go into any dilly-dallying this afternoon. The PDP is facing a leadership crisis with members urging the resignation of the Damagum-led NEC, that's National Executive Council Committee, rather. And as it is now, there's a make or mar meeting that we're all looking forward to and anticipating that's to be held today. There's been no news so far, so trust us to keep you up to speed as regards whenever it drops. Of course, either in the Situation Room or on Sunday on Political Roundtable. Aside from that, the conversations around Naira mutilation with the conviction of Iᴏᴜᴜᴜ, popularly called Bobrisky, and also more recently Pascal Okechukwu, Cubana chief priest, who has also been arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission as regards Naira mutilation. We also have a conversation as regards that. Earlier this week, we also got the report from former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai while delivering a paper on leadership and public policy, navigating challenges and lessons. He made some allegations, or he put out some allegations that the federal government, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has from day one been subsidizing petrol, and the fact that it has so far cost the present administration, which is just about 11 months in office, 8 trillion naira. The so-called subsidy regime that had been cancelled, but from the infamous statement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu speech that he made on May 29th in his inauguration day. And so what El-Rufai is saying now is that from that May 29th till date, the federal government has spent about 8 trillion naira on fuel subsidy. We'll have a conversation as regards that as well. Also, we're going to be looking at price control despite stronger naira. As it is now, the naira has been on a rebound, the naira has been gaining some strength, and the dollar has been falling. There's a lot of jubilation out there, but it's not reflective on the price of people. Came forward and said, oh, come on, there's a lot more factors that determine pricing in Nigeria, or pricing generally speaking. It's not just the dollar, but the impression we all had in the beginning was that the dollar was the cause of the hike or the spike in prices. But then we're also going to be looking at that story, juxtaposing it against the fact that there's more pressure on pockets. Food inflation, unfortunately, is now 40%. Standing at 40% as we speak, and that spells doom for a lot of things. The purchasing power of Nigerians has dwindled as it is already, and now we are battling a food inflation of 40%. We'll get to that and what it means for the average Nigerian. Also, earlier this week, there was the report that came forward as regards Dangote selling diesel at 1,000 naira per litre. The marketers are happy, everyone is excited as regards that, but what does it mean for the ordinary people? Should we rejoice or should we be cautiously optimistic? We'll also be looking at the PDP crisis. We'll putting a lot of focus on the PDP crisis. We'll touch Ganduje one. There's a lot of reports that we have here, but that's 8.3 FM. Like I mentioned earlier, the show is designed specifically for you. So the moment we start, the phone line is open. 0913 6000 410, 0913 6000 410, or you can send a text message or a WhatsApp message to 0913 6000 430. 0913 and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, so you can drop your contributions in the live chat section as well, and we'll read it as the show progresses. So you can, whichever platform, whichever channel you want to air your thoughts, we're ready for you. Like I said, from the beginning of the show till the end, the show has been specifically designed for you. It's open mic, it's open forum, but I just reeled out all of the stories that we're going to be focusing on. And if a story that has piqued your interest is not highlighted in the list of reports that we're looking at, of course you can bring it up. there's something you want to talk about, there's something you want to bring to the attention of the Nigerian people, yes, you are free to do that. And speaking of the Nigerian people, would also, one way or the other look at the Yoruba Nation agitators, because the report we're getting now is that the Oyo State government demolished the building where the Yoruba Nation agitators, led by Modupe Onitiri Abiola, where they're operating from in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. And the special advisor to the governor on security matters, CP Fatai Owoseni, on the telephone confirmed the demolition but declined further comment. So we're also going to, if we have the time, that is, we'll also get into that. But I know that Oᴘᴇᴜ treated this yesterday on Midweek Politics when we had the very intellectual Dr. Dandara with us yesterday afternoon. But then we'll take a short break. When we come back, then we'll officially start the conversation. You're listening to Open Forum on Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll be right back.
Hello Lagos, I am SP Benjamin Hundeyi, Police Public Relations Officer, Lagos State Command. You are listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. If you see something, say something.
Critical conversations in the political, economic, and social space has become extremely important.
There's a need for a lot of people, not even the political party, those in the civil society, those who believe in Nigerian emancipation of people from the shackle of poverty.
More than ever before, Nigerians now deserve to be heard. We all need a voice.
Nowadays, we are suffering. People come and Gari, we can't buy Gari again. Gari has come as a cocaine. Food we can't buy, rice we can't buy, we can't bring our...
Join OMOBOLA Sandra every Thursday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM to lend your voice and speak to the real issues affecting the Nigerian state. Open Forum. Your time to talk is now.
Thank you for staying with us. It is to Mainland 98.3 FM and you are listening to Open Forum. So let's start the conversation this afternoon with Naira mutilation. We'll just quickly run through that. So apparently sometime last week, Idris Okuneye, the story of him the story went viral of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission picking him up and arraigning him and then finally convicting him to 6 months in prison for Naira abuse, Naira mutilation. And just very, very quickly, I know a lot of people, have gotten away with, this Naira's conversation. I don't think it's something new that we have to, go into. People spray Naira at parties. There are Owambes that you go to and money is being sprayed. People are trampling on, the Naira. And apparently, from this particular, situation with the Cubana Chief Priest and Bobrisky, scenario now, a lot of people do not even know that you rejecting, bad notes is actually against, the act, the CBN Act. So there's a lot to pick up from there. So I'll just quickly run through 9 practices very, very quickly. 9 ways with which you can abuse the Naira. Spraying of the Naira. It is illegal to spray banknotes at parties. So to all my dear Nigerians that love parties, there's a party coming up on Saturday. Please just put the money in an envelope package it and give it to people. I don't know what to say about that, but please, that's just one part of it. Writing on banknotes is prohibited by law. That's the second one. I think it's something that we all know, but people just still do it anyways, especially market women. They try to write some things on it, and some people, I don't want to forget something. This is just quickly write stuff on it. Writing on the banknote is prohibited. Stapling banknotes is prohibited by law due to the potential for corrosion caused by pin. All right, so stapling of naira, I don't know why people will do that, but then people staple naira to files and co. But even if you go to banks for situations like that, they put it in an envelope, then it's the envelope that is stapled. That's what you can do rather than stapling the naira directly to your files. Tearing banknotes is also illegal. I think that's a given. That's already something we should all know. Dancing or stamping on the naira is prohibited by law. Getting oil or ink on banknotes can be considered a form of defacing. That's why writing on the naira notes is prohibited. Selling currency banknotes is illegal. So all those people who hold new notes at parties, they should please, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Mutilation. Anyone caught tampering with the naira note will face legal consequences as stated in the CBN Act section 21. Rejecting the naira is also strictly prohibited by law, and it's under section 20 subsection 5 of the CBN Act. Okay, so all the people that I can't collect this money, is torn, is this, is that, is blah, blah. That's also part of the issues. Money bouquet. Well, this is personal because I had been looking forward to one day receiving money bouquet, but apparently I cannot now, and even if I do, I can't even post it. So what's the point? But just so you know, in February 2023, the CBN identified money bouquet as a type of naira abuse. So, as it is now, so people can understand, where the whole Bobrisky situation or conversation is coming from, because there's a lot of people who felt that some sort of witch hunting or whatnot. So that's very important for us to also put out there. Let's not forget that sometime in February 2024, there was this popular actress as well, Oᴘᴇɪ was convicted and sentenced to 6 months in prison for defacing the naira by spraying and stepping on them at a social event in Lagos. Sometime last year, same thing happened to a popular actress, and the year before. So Bobrisky's situation is not an isolated incident, and the fact that Chief Priest, Cubana Chief Priest as well, and they're not isolated incidents, and maybe the reason why this is popular is because these are celebrities. Absolutely, there are other people that are also being picked up. We do not know about it because they are not exactly. They are not celebrities. If you carry Kelvin now, who would know? Only us in the office that would know. But then that's it. That as regards the naira mutilation. Just if you are not aware, now you know. So you should be let's be very, very careful with how we spend our naira. Also, CBN mentioned 5 implications of improper handling of the naira. One is increase in currency management cost due to high cost of banknotes replacement. Defaced and torn banknotes slow down sorting process, resulting in lower output of clean banknotes. Also, erodes the sense of pride and confidence that Nigerians should feel in their currency. So, and also, any form of defacement of the currency is a form of ridicule on the nation. The naira is just like the Nigerian flag. It's an identity as well. The naira is just like your international passport. These are our identities. The naira is not the currency of any other country in the world. So it's important that we treat it as sacred as it should be treated. All right, I'm not saying people now should start worshiping it or anything, but I'm just saying that with respect. That's basically it. Kevin, so we can move on.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's a welcome development, but just like a lot of people are complaining at that time, Bobrisky seems to be on the spotlight because of some other reasons that may be known to them. But we made mention of the fact that there are a lot of persons who have been picked up, who have been, of course, giving some bills and the likes regarding this money issue. But the warning still goes out. There are a lot of persons who do not understand the implications of what you mentioned. I want to pick one from what you said. You said that those who sell new notes money for weddings, for churches, anniversaries, it's going to be a tough one for them because they see that as a means of survival. It's business activity for them. So I'm not sure most of them are listening.
I have always questioned that. I don't know why.
I don't see.
I have to buy new notes.
It's not. But where would you get it from? I mean, if you can get the right.
Must I spray new notes? Must you spray new notes?
In trying to make the whole activity.
That's the thing.
Yes.
It's packaging.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but then the central bank government has come and said, look, we have to keep our money clean, and then if we keep it clean, we have to be getting this clean money as well to spray. So yeah, it's going to be an inconvenience for a lot of persons, but we have to find ways to adjust. We have to find ways to.
I disagree. I don't know how it's an inconvenience to anybody.
The business aspect. How are they going to do it? I mean,
the people selling
this Saturday, I am sure that if you go to weddings, bars, places, you see that's what they do for a living, like nightclubs and the likes of it. And you're saying, look, we are no longer allowing this to happen. How would they, start to go about this issue? But like I said, it's going to be an inconvenience. They are going to look for a way to, of course, adhere to this instruction because, like you said, our naira is our identity, so we have to respect it by all means.
Thank you very much, Kevin. That's the first report for this afternoon on Open Forum. Don't forget, you can join the conversation. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. So you can drop your comments in the live chat section, send messages, or you can join the conversation live on air. The number to call is 0913 6000 410. 0913 6000 410. That is that as regards Naira mutilation. Now let's move on to allegations of Nasir El-Rufai, former governor of Kaduna State. The report came in this weekend, earlier this week, sometime this week, that it said the federal government has from day one been subsidizing petrol, also known as PMS, in trillions of naira, more specifically 8 trillion naira. That's what we have here. So I'll just read. I'm quoting now. It contended rather that if not for subsidy payments, the price of a litre of petrol would have been much higher than the diesel that is now being sold at over 1,000 naira, depending on the location, of course. But then, while delivering a lead paper at a workshop on enhancing skills of government officials and all, he delivered his own paper and he said, and I quote, "The federal government under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu has from day one been subsidizing petrol, also known as PMS. This has so far cost the present administration about 8 trillion naira." That's what we have here on May 29th, 2023 till date. And while speaking with journalists after his presentation, he said, and I quote, "A good leader must be decisive and have the ability to make good decisions, be trustworthy, empower others irrespective of political, religious or ethnic consideration, have clear communication skills, and resilient in all ramifications," and all of that. That's said a whole lot as regards that. But then I'm continuing with the quotes where he said, "But as I also said during my presentation, the removal of fuel subsidy by the present administration is another good policy by President Tinubu. I have always supported the withdrawal of fuel subsidies. But as you can see, in the course of implementation, the government has now realized that the subsidy has to return. Right now, we are paying a lot of money amounting to trillions of naira for subsidy, even more than before. This is because the impact has been seen, and the packages of support that will reduce the impact have not been effective in reducing the impact. So, the federal government has to backpedal by subsidizing petrol." Many people don't know this. If they want to know whether there is fuel subsidy or not, to compare the price of conspiracy theories as regards the removal of fuel subsidy. I mean, the federal government told us that, we're saving so much from the removal of fuel subsidy, and because of that, allocations to government is now even so much more. There's been this pride that, they had been able to achieve a lot from the removal of fuel subsidy, but a lot of people have questioned that. They've questioned, how can you remove fuel subsidy and people are paying this amount? We're supposed to be paying more if we're going by global oil prices. All right, so what do you make of this statement from Nasir El-Rufai? Do you think the government should come out clean on the issue of subsidy payment? At this time now, should we start putting pressure on the government? Because the last time we had a conversation, or the last time we heard something from the federal government as regards removal of fuel subsidy, they said it's an intervention that they are doing. It's not, subsidy. They are not paying subsidy directly. That what they're doing is an intervention. All right, but then is it high time to put pressure on the government to state exactly what is going on with subsidy payment, because all of this is bringing question to the integrity, the accountability, transparency of this present administration, because Nasir El-Rufai is a former governor and is not someone that you can just wave his comment aside. Exactly. So what do you also think about the possibility of the fact that 8 trillion naira in 8 months as alleged by El-Rufai? Let's have a conversation. 0913 6000 410. So fuel subsidy, has it been taken away? Is it gone or is it not gone? That is our second report. Very quickly, Kevin.
Thank you, Sandra. Of course, Nasir El-Rufai is a stakeholder, an elder statesman. He was a one-time governor of Kaduna State, I think from 2015 to 2023.
Two-time governor.
Yes, two-time governor. So statement like this should be, I want to believe, is based on facts, and the fact that over time we've been hearing about issues. Okay.
Excuse me, Kevin.
All right.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Calling from Ikeja.
I didn't get your name, sir.
Mr. Sunday, calling from Ikeja.
All right, Mr. Sunday, please go on.
Yeah. You should not be surprised on what the ex-governor of Kaduna says, His Excellency Mr. El-Rufai says. It's not far from the truth, because it is only a woman that has pot of food that no animal is that is inside the pot of shoe. We are seen there into the system with them. We know everything. We should not overlook the statement. So I believe on what he says. That's exactly what I have to say.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Sunday. I appreciate it. Yes.
All right, so being a one-time governor for 2 terms, who has been in the system for quite long, and statements that come from this angle should be observed, should be,
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
This is Mr. Mike calling.
All right, Mr. Mike, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from my brother.
All right.
Yeah, I think part of the problem that we have in this country is a lot of times when we want to make economic policies, we don't consider other things being said. If you're an economic student, you'll find that they will tell you that other things being equal. All economic theories will keep that caveat. So we are in a place where somebody just does not consider other things that could affect the policy, and you throw the policy at the people. So at the end of the day, you are now retracting the policy. It's apparent that the removal of subsidies has cost, considering the impact. Because again, the essence of governance is to better the welfare of the people. So if that is known as the essence and the primary focus of governance, now you bring the policy that at the end of the day, your people are involved with. That is enough to deter you from taking that step. And I want to believe that has triggered other governments before this present believe verify what is saying apparently from the quarters I say it is true. And so now the question is, what are we benefited? We have taken away subsidy. Now, what's the difference between intervention and subsidy? Subsidy is an intervention by every government. That's the truth. So that was that you're doing intervention, not subsidy. You're trying to play around with our mind. So what you be doing, you are doing it back, you brought it back, and now you have brought hardship on us. The value, the naira value has decreased, everything. So at the end of the day, it's not that have 30,000 naira before, it's 30,000 naira, it's almost working now because of this policy. I don't think our government should be very, very thoughtful before they make decisions. As for the naira, the setting of naira and all of that, of course, like you said, our currencies are price. Sometimes you look at, there's one story I heard about it, a person that went to Dubai and brought cash and wanted to buy, I think a car or something like that. They are arrested. All this fountain of money that we do here, it doesn't pay us and it doesn't help. At the end of the day, you have youth that are not willing to work, that don't want to do anything because they see videos where people are counting money and trying money about. So indeed, anything that they can do to curtail that is welcome. It's welcome. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mike. I appreciate your contribution. 0913 6410. 0913 6410. That is the number to call to join the conversation. For text messages and WhatsApp messages is 0913 6000-430. 0913 6000-430. All right, and don't forget, you can also drop your contributions on Facebook. This is open forum. We have a lot to talk about, so as the show progresses, you can call in and share your thoughts. That's as regards, the allegations of Nasir El-Rufai. Do you have questions also as regards this fuel subsidy? We've always had questions from the beginning, from last year. Implementation of it, the impact of it, the consequences of the statement of the president at the inauguration, and also the palliatives, quote and unquote, that has been churned out since then. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. My name is Tampi, calling from Ikondo.
All right, please.
Yes.
Go ahead.
This is the situation we have found ourselves. How can somebody just come up and say that government is still paying for subsidy? Can you imagine that kind of statement? And the government said they have removed subsidy. They say they will use the money for the subsidy and do some certain things for us. What kind of government is it? Is it that these people are confused? They asked the other one that day, how much are you going to use to build the road for Lagos to Calabar? And he said that it's 4 billion naira just for 1 kilometer. Where are these people getting this money from? I think they say there is no money. This government, I think they know what they are doing. They are just totally confused. How is somebody just coming to power? You will start to destroy road, and you are still paying people for their houses that they destroyed. And you say there is no money in the country. You are destroying. You come, you ban this thing, cellophane. You ban alcoholic drink in sachet. You ban. Millions of people are losing their job. Many of them are losing their job. Instead of you as the government to provide job, you are making millions of people lose their job, increasing the fuel, increasing everything. Poverty now, everywhere in Nigeria. I think Nigeria really need to stand up for their rights. They need to stand up so that we will fight for our rights. Suffering is too much. Instead of these people creating job, they are removing job, banning everything. What kind of party is this? This regime is one of the worst regimes I've ever seen in my life. That is what I have to say. We should say the truth. That is what I want to say. These people are confused. They don't know what they are doing. Yeah. Power is not by force. If you know you don't know what to do, drop down the power. Let the people that know what to do, they don't come into power. That's what I want to say.
Thank you very much, Dan P. I think that's the focus for a lot of people. The fact that, people went through a lot since the announcement of the removal of fuel subsidy. The impact had been crazy on a lot of people. People lost jobs, businesses crashed and all of that. The impact was brutal on a lot of Nigerians. But here we are now. We're talking about the fact that there's a possibility that either it never left, it left and came back, or it is back. That's this call now. Good afternoon.
That's me. This is the calling back.
Okay.
Yes, I want to say in addition of what the last caller just said, that the people doesn't know what they are doing in this party. As for me, I don't think that these people, they don't know what they are doing, because they have been into the system. They have been campaigning for all their life. It is what they study until they took them to this level that they are. So I believe that they know what they are doing. But the only difference again is that the truth is not in them. There is no transparency, there is no accountability, there is no truth. That is just what this party is lacking of. Because when you don't have truth, you cannot lead a particular organization. Your voice will not be pure. People will not see that goodness, that strength in you, so they know what they are doing. That's what I don't want.
All right.
They have to ask.
Thank you. So there's no excuse that they do not know, they are confused. They actually do know what they are doing. All right. I see that a lot of people are calling our WhatsApp number. Well, that's very unfortunate. The number to call is 0913-6000-410. That's the number to call to join the conversation. So if you're calling the number that ends with 30, that's our WhatsApp line, and we can't pick that because nobody will hear you. So please, for those who are calling the WhatsApp line, please, the number to call is 0913-6000-410. That's the number to call. Thank you very much. I'll take this message from WhatsApp. I have here, good afternoon, Mainland FM. The subsidy should be reversed back. Government is using subsidy removal to finance their pocket. Rahim from Agege. Well, I mean, the conversation now is that it had been back for about 8 months. That is the conversation, or that is the, allegation from Nasir El-Rufai. It is the open forum on Mainland 98.3 FM. Yes, you can still drop your contribution as regards the subsidy conversation, but now we have to move on to other stories. It is open forum, so there's a plethora of reports that we have to run through for the 2 hours that we have on this show. Hello.
Hello.
Turn down the volume of your radio set. Okay. Thank you. All right. Please do well to call back. We're still here to have a conversation. All right. We also have here price control despite stronger naira and the fact that there will now be more pressure on people's pockets as food inflation has now risen to 40%. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mustafa calling from Ikeja.
All right, Mr. Mustafa, please go ahead.
There's a news over yesterday throughout the police morning concerning a committee governor.
Yes,
So please, yes, we have to hear about that news. So that I have to see.
Okay, we have that. We have that report. We'll get to that very, very soon. Stay with us. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes.
My name is Ikechu calling from
Ikechukwu.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I want to make it with regards to the allegation that the return of subsidy. I think that should not be neglected. It will be looked into properly and verified. And if government has returned the subsidy, I think they should do well to enlighten the public on it, so that we get to a proper thing. We know why, we also see how it gets to benefit the public. So that's what I got. But the allegation will not be thrown under the carpet. So that was my own contribution.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ikechukwu. I appreciate. Hello. All right, we lost that one. Okay, so yes, we're definitely going to get into the Yahaya Bello conversation. Apparently, what we have now is attempts have been foiled yesterday. EFCC tried to arrest Yahaya Bello at his Abuja residence, and the Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo stepped in and
rescued.
Yes, is he rescued?
That's the right word to use. It's rescued. That's rescued.
Well, he was rescued.
Yes,
that's the word to use. But that didn't happen. The Kogi State Governor stepped in. So that's about that. But we'll definitely get into the nitty-gritty of that. But we have a lot of other stories to look at this afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
This is St. Isaac. How should it?
St. Isaac.
Yes.
Okay.
Please to hear our president, we hear all this thing where the man talk.
Why not? You will get his briefing.
If you know the control, make me withdraw now. I'm not going to take that place now. Not by force now.
Why do you think so?
You get your money already. What do you fight for that? Because I will never do what you do. Only everywhere. Our Commonwealth money, you approve them. No. Only everywhere. What do you worry this man now? I'm come on here now.
Yeah. You think that's the solution?
Yes, that's the issue now. They will not pay for that place now. I don't know now. Everybody not pay for that place.
But the president is not the only one that makes these decisions.
We know.
Okay.
If you let people know the control, you can't be bringing people now.
So, it's all right. Thank you very much. I didn't get his name. Your name, sir? Oh no, I didn't get that name. I think I was more concerned with what we were saying. Hello, good afternoon. Please, your radio set. Okay.
Yeah.
Your radio set. Please turn it off or turn down the volume.
Okay. I said my name is Lizzie from Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇ.
Lizzie.
Yeah, from Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇ.
All right. Please go on.
Yeah. This is the issue of administration. But you just heard what we are discussing concerning the subsidy removal and other things. The best thing is, like the last caller said, that if the money has nothing to contribute to this country, Nigeria, if you resign, it's not the issue to do or die. The real people is not the other. Secondly, this subsidy that this money it has a very big effect. It's so massive. You cannot even tell us anything that money that you are getting from the subsidy. They don't even know what they are doing. If you go around borrowing money from one country to the other, another thing, they only know their state and the subsidy. Give this subsidy, make it bring it back. Make it reverse it back. Everybody is crying. Even I will tell you that 6 months after we entered the state, I normally display with people. I drink, and I can see that day is the beginning of this thing that is happening. And I saw a little children, adults, male, female, little women, everybody was in the group, just moving. I saw in the city of Lagos. So I want to do this. I was inside, and everyone of us was moving. I saw my senior sister and the children that were at Asaba. I saw the children, the other one at Jᴏɪᴜ. Everybody was coming, going around. And I found out, the way we used to go inside the ship, they said they are going to go house. I said to them, do you know where the people to that is doing at Maryland? And I saw myself, I said, this place is Nigeria. I want somebody, father, family, people.
So what happened?
So I said, we are going to, they said, what happened? They said they are hungry. Those small children, like age of 1 year, 2 years, and that both male and female, groups of people cannot uncountable. And that is exactly what is happening here. Children are not happy. Adults are not happy. So God is showing me. I know that it's God that's showing me the problem that they have. But because of the power they think that they have, they don't want to go back, but I know. Okay, they are judgment will come upon them. They trying to reverse back. That's where belongs to us. It's not Tinubu and the family. It's not for the APC. It's not for either. The people that even have that food, they don't have the privilege to enjoy it. And a data line. They don't have privilege to have.
All right.
Let them decide that. It is our own performance. It's not even the purpose.
Thank you, Ms. Lizzie. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for joining the conversation. All right. We need to move very, very quickly. Okay. Thank you very much. But I don't know, Lizzie, if you got, the report. The report we're getting now is that the subsidy regime, left and was brought back due to the fact that it was not sustainable. The removal of the subsidy. That's what Nasir El-Rufai is alleging, that the federal government has spent so far 8 trillion naira on subsidizing fuel. And so that's why people are concerned that if they are still subsidizing fuel, why are the people still suffering? So it's just a lot, as regards this, and that's why we're asking, do you think we should put more pressure on the federal government to come clean as regards whether or not they are paying subsidy on fuel? Let us know. All right, we can't go through all that we have gone through, and at the end of the day, there are, stories or reports coming from different quarters as regards whether it's removed or not. And the fact that the federal government had told us times without number that the nation had been able to save some few trillions of naira from the removal of fuel subsidy. So who should we go with? What exactly is going on? That is this issue, or that's the challenge now. What exactly is going on? All right, you're listening to Open Forum on Mainland 98.3 FM. It is not only, the allegations of Nasir El-Rufai that we're looking at. Let's quickly look at price control. People are of the opinion that the dollar has gone down. Naira is on a rebound. Naira is about 1,519. People are of the opinion that if the dollar has gone down, Naira is gaining its strength back. Why is the price of commodities still the same? Why hasn't it gone down? Why is the price still the same? A lot of people, when we had this conversation earlier on Monday on Mainland Focus, people said, oh no, there are other factors that you need to consider. Some people bought these goods, when the dollar was high, and so they have to recoup and make their profit. Some people said, oh no, as long as the fuel is still expensive, this is that, and all of that. And so what are your thoughts as regards price control despite a stronger naira? Why are things still expensive to buy? And this is still at the backdrop of the fact that inflation is now running at about 40%. This is unprecedented, actually. But then, economists and financial analysts explain that the development will now put more pressure on the purchasing power of the average Nigerian, and they've also predicted that this will go on for a long time, for some months. The food inflation was at about 33%, sometime in February. But then figures that released recently has shown that what we have now is 40%, meaning that a lot of people will not be able to afford to buy food. All right, so let's have a conversation as regards the pricing. What do you think? Is it people, is it the business women, is it the market women that we should blame for this pricing thing? Is it the policies of the government that we should look at, or is it I really can't put a finger to it. Some people think that Nigerians are the ones doing Nigerians, because the prices of things are supposed to have come down. But here we are, people are saying no, it is not just about the dollar. What do you think? Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, President Sandra.
Yeah?
This is James Fᴏʟᴜᴜ.
All right, Mr. James.
My thought on this issue of the pricing. I'm believing that the market sellers is not greater than government, is not greater than mostly our president, who is number one, who have the power to declare and to decree anything. When we talk with his cabinet, now when we have a subsidy gotten some kind of a relief in the government post, then they're supposed to revise it again. They're supposed also to say, let me stand on my toe to other people, all the forces, to go all those people that are increasing prices. And then inquire them to reduce the price of things in the commodity in the market. They are able to do it. Because I knew one time when I was come to this world, I saw price control. They should go in price control and do everything there. They will succeed in this and bring down. Because this thing affected the workers. This thing affected the businesses. This has affected some businesses. They are not open factories. Their workers have been sacked. Is it good? Because of inflation. It is for them to grow under the right step. Ensure that these people who increases price in their market with their sales to reduce it, or else shut down their shop. If not, this is belief that it is the same those government. They are the people who own the market everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. James. I appreciate your contribution. Well, I mean, so are we saying that it's government policy that can actually resolve all of this, or the people themselves, the business people? It's because some. Okay, I'm just because you go to the market now and they say, oh, $1 to $1, and you begin to wonder. How
what connection does dollar have with? But again, there are so many factors. We're not going to rule out that. For people who are into electronics gadgets, who must have purchased goods and the goods haven't arrived by now, of course they purchase it when the dollar is high. You don't expect them to sell less. True, because when we were trying to address this issue, we should not come with all biased emotions. But for staple food items in Nigeria, now that the government has reduced diesel to 1,000, until it takes effect, that's when this pricing control can come in and say, look, we have reduced the sale of diesel to 1,000. So transportation of these goods and the likes will also reduce. So as such, prices of foods should also reduce. But in the absence of this, look, you find out that people who sell food items, they just determine the prices in whichever way they want. However way they do
by themselves, they determine
yes, and however way they do, you still find out that people still purchase for them, knowing that we have to eat, we have to cook, and the like.
Well, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) has said that they are taking steps to protect consumers regarding the continued rise in prices of goods and services, despite the recent appreciation of naira against the dollar. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, Mainland.
Yeah. My name is Joseph.
Mr. Joseph, can you turn off your radio set, please?
Hello?
Can you turn off your radio set? Okay. Please do well to turn off your radio set or turn down the volume of your radio set. There really isn't any need for you to hear yourself once you have connected to us live in the studio. Once you're connected, you get your thoughts shared, and then we can move. Would really appreciate that. All right. 0913 6000 410. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm calling back. My name is Dante.
All right.
Let me tell you something. You expect me to go and buy a bag of rice. I bought it 80,000 naira and I'm selling it for 85,000. And government will come to me. I should sell it for 70,000. Is that possible? It's not possible. Business is all about interest and profit. Government cannot determine the price at which me I bought my own items. What are the government doing for the SMEs, for the businessmen and businesswomen? In the developed world, what they do, they fund these business people, these SMEs, they give them capitals to help to grow and retain their businesses. With low interest rates, or they don't even pay any interest in return. Because these SME businesses, they are the people that employ more people in the sector of the job area. What are the government doing rather than banning? Now they want to build a road from Lagos to Calabar, and they will spend trillions of naira. That money should have been used to repair the refineries of our country. That money should have been used to plugged into the sector of the health. That money should have been used for the educational sector rather than saying you are building road from Lagos to Calabar. Check out now. That money they are raising is for them to use it for the election. Nigerians are wise now. Nigerians are wise. I told you that this government, I will say this regime, they are the worst I've ever seen in my entire life. They are the worst I've ever seen. Before we are playing Buhari was doing PDP. Now this one came, we should give him time. He doesn't know who to blame. He's confused. What kind of government is this? It's Nigeria and the USA that we are spending dollars.
Right.
It's Nigeria is dollar our currency that we be talking about dollar. How can government come into power? What is the duty of the government? Your government, the government is supposed to produce help to provide a basic need for the citizens. Tell me what is the government doing in the area of light, no food, no security? What is the function of this government? Please, I want you to tell me, Sandra. What is the function of this government? They failed in security. They failed in power. They failed in the food area. They failed in education. What is this government doing? Somebody will now come and tell me that this government is the best and democracy started in Nigeria and is going to end in Babylon. That's how many of them will come and say. Now we are all suffering and smiling.
It's okay,
that
Dumpy.
is it.
Thank you, Dumpy. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, sharing your thoughts. 0913-6000-410. This is Open Forum. We're having conversations as regards all of the hot topics, all of the hot news, the headline stories in the past 1 week. And we're currently having a conversation as regards price control, despite stronger Naira and the fact that now there's more pressure on our pockets as food inflation has now risen to 40%. This development is not just bad for us, for our purchasing power, the fact that we'll not be able to afford a lot of things anymore, but it's also very, very bad for small businesses in the country, with consequential loss of jobs and even, the fact that for businesses to thrive, of course, there may be some cuts here and there, but then the businesses that cannot thrive, they will have to fall out. That's where we are at this time. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Please turn off your radio, sir, or turn down the volume. Okay, your name again? Ambrose.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to say something concerning the dollar have come down, but
the price of things are
commodities are not coming down. You see, I don't know why we are beating around the two. You see, almost 80% of what we use or what we use in this Nigeria has been imported. And when you go to work now, duty has been extra high. Something that has been clearing work would have cleared like 7 million last year. Now it's 17 million. So there is no way you can survive it. It's just like when you say somebody has woken up from the bed of illness and in charge that time. It's still the same thing. So then you touch that area is what is affecting almost all of what we are doing here. So thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ambrose. Please stay with us. I also have a message here on Facebook. Prince Michael Ali is saying things are not tied to the dollar. When dollar goes up or down, it will reflect on everything, goods and services alike. It's not price but value control. For instance, if bus fare was 400 naira and it's equivalent to 40 cents, it will be 40 cents equivalent in naira. I really don't get what you're saying, Prince Ali, because it almost sounds contradictory if I look at it holistically. But what we are saying is that when prices were going up, prices of commodities were going up, the reason we were being given then was, dollar. Dollar has come down, and why is it not reflective on the price of commodities to the point where now food inflation has risen to 40%? That is the conversation. Time check right now is 2 p.m. We still have about an hour to go, and you're listening to Open Forum. We'll take a very short break. We'll take a breather. When we come back, we'll go into the political conversations as it is as well. Don't go anywhere. We are still having conversations as regards all that we have talked about. We've talked about naira mutilation. We've talked about allegations of Nasir El-Rufai that the federal government has spent 8 trillion naira on fuel subsidy that is supposedly gone. And also price control despite stronger naira, and the fact that now there is now pressure on all of our pockets. Everybody. Purchasing power will go really low as food inflation has risen to 40%. We'll take a very short break and we'll be right back. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Fantastic conversations. To see you again. It's good weather. You want to agree with that? Yeah, I love weather. Trending music. Traffic updates.
Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ intersections is good. There's no cause for alarm.
Sports. And everything fun is right here on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.
It's easy to bring normalcy and redecorate. It's more
The general elections in 2023 have created conversations and consequences that will live with us for years to come. From the executive to the judiciary, legislature, media, and the people, organized labor, and civil society organizations, issues that will continue to shape the future of our country needs continuous probing and interrogation.
I see the greater objective for the party, and let me tell you, I've told the PDP in some locations that gentlemen, be careful. Better men have founded parties that have gone into oblivion. Where's the party of Awolowo? Where's the party of Azikwe? Where's PRP of Rimi? Political parties must be nurtured, they must be reinvented, they must be true to
Join Oᴘᴇᴜ and Said Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday 1 to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM for thought-provoking conversations, voices from the top, engaging interviews, in-depth analysis on all matters around politics, policies, and governance. Midweek Politics on Mainland 98.3 FM, bringing the right perspectives to everything politics.
Politics now big business.
Critical conversations in the political, economic, and social space has become extremely important.
There's a need for a lot of people, not even the political party, those in the civil society, those who believe in Nigerian emancipation of people from the shackle of poverty.
More than ever before, Nigerians now deserve to be heard. We all need a voice.
Nowadays, we are suffering. People come and Gari, we can't buy Gari again. Gari has come as a cocaine. Food we can't buy, rice we can't buy, we can't feed our
OMOBOLA Sandra every Thursday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM to lend your voice and speak to the real issues affecting the Nigerian state. Open Forum. Your time to talk is now.
Follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, on Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos.
Thank you for staying with us. It is still Mainland 98.3 FM and you're still on to Open Forum. open mic for you, our dear listener, because we know the importance of your voice as regards the scheme of things, as regards nation building, as regards real governance, as regards healthy democracy in this country. My name still remains OMOBOLA Sandra. Kevin Wafili is here as well. And we've been having quite a conversation as regards Naira mutilation, allegations of Nasir El-Rufai, saying that, fuel subsidy may or may not have gone due to the fact that the federal government led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has spent 8 trillion naira so far on fuel subsidy. So if we have spent so much, why are we still going through so much? All right, and we're also looking at price control despite stronger naira and the fact that now there is more pressure on our pockets, on our purchasing power, now that food inflation has risen to 40%. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, so you can please do well to drop your comments in the live chat section. Also, share, follow, like. Our social handles would appreciate the support. The number to call to join the conversation is 0913-6000-410. As Open Forum is from the get-go of the show, the phone line is open for 2 hours. We all come together and have a conversation. All right, so 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. For text messages and WhatsApp messages, we have 0913-6000-430. 0913-6000-430. That's for text messages and WhatsApp messages. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Don Peters.
Yes, my name is Don Peters.
All right.
Good afternoon. And good afternoon to your guest.
Good afternoon, Don Peters.
Yes. Sandra, I would like to talk on this inflation.
Okay.
And the price of commodities in the market. Let me tell you my own personal experience. Yesterday evening, I changed dollar at the rate of 1,010 naira. 1,010 naira. Okay, that is the business I need to tidy up. But we couldn't tidy it up that yesterday. So this morning, at about 9:32 a.m. this morning, I need to change another dollar again, and the rate is 1,300 this morning. Today.
Between yesterday and today.
Yes. I have to run the business. So as at this morning around that kind 11, I need to carry on another transaction. And I asked my forex guy. It was 1,130 naira. Mind you that I have transacted this morning 1,300.
Okay.
And I'm about to carry out another transaction again. It was 1,330 naira.
Wow.
So what am I trying to tell you right now? The business community is very apprehensive what will happen next. So nobody knows the direction of where we are going or where we are. Like that. When we do not have clarity of where we are. I think it may be far from me.
Okay.
Because nobody wants to lose money and nobody wants to go bankruptcy. Because to build capital right now in Nigeria is very, very tough. So everybody wants to manage the capital they have to sustain it. So the price of things will not just crash just like that when we do not have direction, and normality that they are talking about. There's no normality, there's no direction, there's no clarity of anything. So everybody is very apprehensive. Some people are even rumoring right now that the dollar may, if what they are doing to sustain it, that it's not clear to anybody, that if that thing fails, the dollar may go up to 2,000 something. are very cautious of our businesses this time around. And the clearing agency, I mean how much we pay at the work to clear things.
Okay.
It's not helping matters. Yes, cost of clearing of schools and the rest of other things. It's not helping matters.
Okay.
There are some we clear for 17 million. There are some we clear for 20-something million naira. And how much is the good? And how much was it before? This is something we clear for like 3 million, 4 million naira before now. The logistics to get to the warehouses and the rest of other things is on the high side. So, and we are running right now on a generator and diesel. Like in my own establishment now, for the past 5 days now, there's no light. Okay? There's no power in anywhere, both in Festac, both in Lɪďᴇ. So the whole thing is telling on the business community. Do you understand me? So if there is clarity, the price will crash. But if there is no clarity, everybody is just apprehensive and nobody wants to lose money.
All right.
That is just exactly what is happening right now. So the business community is not in any direction at this moment. Like I just told you on my own, my experience in 2 transactions and 3 transactions now. You can imagine it. If you are a business, okay, within hours. So how can you comprehend it?
The pricing.
You cannot.
All right.
The pricing of things. So until we get direction from the government, that is only when things will start coming down. But if they continue to, put things in secrecy, no direction, no clarity, I don't know. Everybody will just be like this as we are. That is my own contribution. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate Don Peters, and that's from horse's mouth, as they would say, as he's a business owner himself. Within the space of 3 hours, not 3 hours, within the space of a few hours, he had 3 transactions and at different prices at all the different 3 different times. So the volatility or the unpredictability of the dollar as well is another thing, a contributing factor to the fact that prices of commodities has not gone down despite the fact in spite or despite the fact that there's stronger value of naira. Well, the conversation still goes on. 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. 13 minutes gone past 2 at this time and now. But then we have other stories that we also need to quickly look at. A lot of people are, very apprehensive as regards, what is going on, amongst the different political parties in the country. You have the Labour Party having leadership issues. The APC, I think they're all, at this point now, they're all having leadership issues. Who is the national chairman of the Labour Party? Lamidi Apupa Abure. What exactly is going on? Is it what is the stance of the NLC as regards the Labour Party? What is their what's the controlling power or contributing power or political value that the NLC is giving to the Labour Party? And then we also have the APC, although there seems to be some sort of normalcy one way or the other, but they still also have their internal squabbles as well. And then more recently, or more interesting, is the PDP. Whatever is going on in the PDP, I really can't wait to get what we need to get from today's NEC meeting. I think it's going to be a determiner of a lot of things going forward. A lot of people are of the opinion that we need a vibrant opposition. For the past how many weeks now, the presidential candidate of the PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, in the 2023 general elections, has been pressing the neck of the presidency as regards the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, raising very vital questions as regards, transparency, accountability of that highway. And one would think that if only we can have such an opposition that we had in the time of Jonathan, Goodluck Jonathan, former President Goodluck Jonathan, where the APC was really loud, was vocal as regards so many things. I would let's not forget very quickly Occupy Nigeria, the Chibok girl situation, so many things that happened. And we had the fact that the APC was able to come out and be the voice that was very important at that time. So let's quickly now look at what is going on within the PDP. So the PDP, a lot has been going on actually, and today is going to be some sort of make or mar. But then the truth is, the PDP has been grappling with strife. It's not today, it's not last year, but apparently had started since the presidential convention in 2022. The blowback led to the suspension of former national chairman Iirsᴛ, who Mr. Damagum replaced in acting capacity. Many have speculated that the acting chairman is an ally of FCT Minister Nyesom, who a lot of people are still speculating as regards where he stands. Is he in APC? Is he in PDP? Is he in PDP APC? What exactly is going on? But then, the recent fight between Mr. Wike and the Rivers State Governor, Simeola Fubara, has further escalated crisis within the PDP. Despite President Bola Tinubu's intervention, the situation in Rivers State has not abated. Some 2 weeks or so ago, the National Working Committee of the PDP released a list of caretaker committee. However, Mr. Fubara rejected that list, stating that there was an agreement for a 3-month extension, la-di-da. But then more recently, what we have now is that some lawmakers came forward recently demanding the immediate resignation of Umar Iliya Damagum as acting national chairman of PDP for anti-party activities. And also there's conversation as regards North Central coming in to produce the acting chairman as well. So there's a lot to take away from whatever it is that is going on in the PDP. But let's listen to some inserts that we have, some opinions from PDP stakeholders now as regards what exactly could have been the issue, because the truth is, many of the opinion that if the PDP had gone to the 2023 general election with a united front, there was the possibility that they may have actually gotten the top seat in Aso Rock. But then there was the emergence of the G5, who are top governors. We have Ikpeazu Ugwuanyi, Otom, Nyesom Wike, and Seyi Makinde, who at this moment now is still a serving governor in the PDP, and one way or the other, he's also the leader of the party in that state, because the highest authority as regards that party in Oyo State. So when we have all of these people, they came forward one way or the other, they showed some solidarity. They said they can't work with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. They do not endorse him as presidential candidate of the PDP. A lot of them worked with opposing parties for the presidential elections, which raised a lot of eyebrows then. And I remember the question then everyone was asking, what exactly is going on? They said, oh, okay, first off, we want the national chairman gone. Secondly, we want the zoning conversation to also come up. So why was it so difficult for PDP to make a decision and ensure that they go to the 2023 general election with a united front? And it cost them a lot, a whole lot. It cost them a lot. And we're not going to shy away from the emergence of the Obedience and Peter Obi as the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. But then, PDP itself, what went wrong? They were the first political party in this, republic that we're currently in to produce, a president in democracy, a democratically elected president. And they were there for 16 years. 16 years, produced President Olusegun Obasanjo, produced President Umar Yar'Adua, produced Goodluck Jonathan. And what exactly went wrong? How did they get it wrong? So let's listen to Segun Showunmi, who happened to be the gubernatorial candidate for Ogun State, for the PDP rather, in Ogun State last year. And let's hear what he has to say. Do you agree?
Mismanaged the party has been for some time, and is also indicative of the fact that the people in the party probably just think that party management is easy. But I hold the view that party management is not very easy. I hold the view that a party must constantly be reforming itself and looking at its issues rather than scapegoating. I hold the view that a political party, because of the nature of how people join parties, none is all good and none is all bad. I hold the view that if you see a trend in your party, every time there's a chairman, he has to go, then the next thing he has to go, then he has to go. You have to ask yourself, what is the culture and the attitude in-house that leads to this? But luckily, like you remember, I taking the party to court, asking them to call a NEC. Most people think that I was asking them to call a NEC because I'm quarreling with the NWC of the party. No, far from that. I was asking them to call a NEC because statutorily that is the second highest organ aside for our general convention. And I felt that since a lot of talk was going on around, people were having a lot of opinion, if the NEC members who are really much advanced and elderly people in the party came together in the room and looked themselves in the eyes, they can then decide for themselves, okay guys, enough. We have bickered enough, we have quarreled enough, we have blamed each other enough. Can we just take it easy now and determine what is the direction forward?
What about your court case?
It's there. I have a feeling that it must have had some, influence on why they are calling the NEC now, because obviously they didn't call the NEC forever and ever, and nobody bothered about it. Everybody was just grumbling and quarreling and, saying a lot of things in-house and under the table, and I felt, no, enough. It's time to call the NEC, for them to call the NEC. And my hope is that when we get to the NEC...
The PVP is suffering the effects of mismanagement. There is no doubt about it that the fallout of what happened during the 2023 elections is what we are seeing. And of course, the 2027 anticipated elections are also playing out, because people are already queuing up in anticipation of who will be the presidential candidate in 2027. As I said, the fact that people refuse to take necessary actions in 2023 gave birth to the problems that PDP is facing, and the party is paying for it. The party has lost elections they shouldn't have lost. People have taken personal custody of the destiny of the party, and they are dealing with it the way they want, just as individuals, not as in the interest of the generality of the members. So when at the time people were saying, look, your child is senator, as national chairman should resign so that there will be some level of balancing, so many people refused. So many people screamed that he should not go anywhere. It is very ironical that the same set of people who refused to encourage Ayo to resign are the same people clamoring for the current change. And there are consequences for every action people take. And this is what the PDP is going through. And the party is paying for it. We have seen the ugly results across the states where elections have been lost. For me, I don't think there is any factionalization around Atiku or Wike, because sincerely it has not arisen. Yes, the named individuals have their followers, but that has not come to the fore. What has come to the fore is the fact that there has been, and there are consequences for refusing to do what was a simple thing to do. At the time, Ayu ought to have stepped aside. He refused, and people encouraged him not to step aside. Today, even if people want to replace Ayu, there is a problem, and the problem is that there is a court case going on currently. I heard somewhere that they have filed a notice of discontinuance, but the mere fact that they have filed an application does not mean that an order has been made. So unless that court case is dispensed with, Ayu, by all intents and purposes, is still in the picture. He's still in the configuration of affairs, and it's not the situation like we have before, where either the occupant of the office died or resigned. If Ayu had resigned, certainly the North Central would just be asked to produce his replacement. But he has not resigned. He's still in court, and as long as the court case is still pending, it is difficult to just say, we will replace him. Yes, the Constitution provides for replacement where in the course of a tenure, a person either quits office or resigns or dies. But we have Senator Ayu, he's still alive, he has not resigned, and he's still struggling to retain his position. That needs to be sorted out before anybody begins to talk about replacing him. That is a reality that we must face as party people. The leadership of the party must address that. But the blatant effort to abuse the Constitution and walk away freely by some officers of the party is what should never be encouraged or agreed upon. I hope that the meeting tomorrow will address some of these issues, and it will be in the interest of the party if all the stakeholders of the party get serious with the business of building the party and giving a very beautiful opposition to the government, to the party in government today, which is lacking. A party that ought to provide a viral opposition to the new ruling party is engulfed in very minor issues that ought not to take center stage. It's a very sad thing. The country is not benefiting from the existence of the party as the most powerful opposition party. The nation is suffering. The correct government appears to be moving unchallenged, and once in a while.
Oh yes, that's very quickly, because we have other inserts that we also need to get in. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. You're listening to Open Forum, and that was the voice of Jacob Mark, former PDP legal advisor. And before that, we listened to Sᴏᴜᴜ, who said that the internal wrangling of the PDP is indicative of how it had been managed. And there we have now that Jacob Mark, former PDP legal advisor, is saying that the PDP is suffering the effect of mismanagement. Said, and I quote, "The fact that people decided against taking necessary actions in 2023 was what gave birth to the problems the party is facing now, and the PDP is dearly paying for it." So it would be difficult, for what exactly we're going to see from the NEC meeting today. And speaking of the NEC meeting, let us quickly hear the next insert.
Can always come out from our NEC meeting happier. There's no NEC meeting that I've heard and come out satisfied. No. Because there are certain agitations today. It's declared on that day. There's so many hype. But it's declared on that day. Questions will be asked, answers will be given, explanation will be given, and then we will go on happy. We lost the election, even though we did not lose it. So, and then there's been this bitterness. Oh, yes, some people played anti-party, let's not hide it. So we're even boasting. So it's an issue. It's only God that will help us resolve those issues. Because when you know, God works in the affairs of men. But you know that power belongs to God. He gives it to you. You don't have your power. You don't. That's what I'm saying. When I say God will help, how come God will help everybody? It's not because of the court case. You see, you're free to do what you want to do, even when you're member of the PDP. Although we said don't go to court, you must also go through all the processes. People are anxious. That's why they won't go through the processes. If you're not happy, there are processes you must follow. We set up committees. Yes, we have not been able to set up those committees. I use the word we, because whatever we do, it concerns all of us. Because by now we should have set up various set of committee of reconciliation, committee to try if people are done. We are not able to do all of those things. It's all because there's so much to be done. So that's why we're having all these things.
All right, that's Emmanuel Ogidi, former PDP National Vice Chairman, South, who is saying that the PDP will always come out of his NEC meeting satisfied and happier. Do you agree with that? I don't know. But then finally, let's also now quickly, very quickly, listen to Kola Ologbodun, former National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, because the big question now is, do you think this NEC meeting is a make or mar of the PDP in as regards strong opposition in Nigeria?
In every situation like this in any political party, there are people who want to take advantage. There are people who want to set and say, ego tripping. I say, we are the one doing it. We are responsible for this. Rather than, I am not exempting that situation. I say this and I reason along these principle lines because of the fact that there are people that I know who are die-hard Atiku supporters, who are standing on the need for Damagum to continue. And there are people that I know who are die-hard Yᴏᴜᴜᴜ supporters who are saying that on the basis of justice, on the basis of fairness, on the basis of even the fight that Honorable Minister Yᴏᴜᴜᴜ took on in respect of zoning, they want Damagum to revert to his position as the Deputy National Chairman and allow the North Central to produce a chairman that will complete the tenure of IU. Now, we raise a fundamental question which borders on whether IU has resigned or he has not resigned. Well, there are people, not people, I'm sorry to say this, but we know it as a fact that when the last chairman before IU, the total chairman, Prince Uche Secondus, was removed from office, he went to court. He fought his battle to the Supreme Court. Nobody waited for him to complete the matter before we were allowed to complete our tenure. And the reason why that set of working committee were allowed to complete their tenure was because they didn't want anyone in that committee, in that group, to go to court and allege that, oh, he was elected for 4 years, but his 4-year tenure has been shortchanged. So on account of that, outside secondaries, those who were left were allowed to complete their tenure, and they held a convention at which IU was produced. So the issue of resignation doesn't arise because IU was removed by a court. As we are speaking now, nobody can produce a restraining order that IU secured from the court that stopped the party from allowing the North Central to complete its term. So these are the issues that are germane and that are leading into the neck, into the ability, and into the caucus, whether or not to allow Damagum to remain in office or whether the North Central should be allowed to produce a successor to IU to complete the remaining of the tenure of the term of IU. And as you can see, why the situation is becoming worrisome is that people are now outstepping the process. For instance, stakeholders from the North Central have already met yesterday in Abuja, like I read in the report, and endorsed former Governor Suswan as the successor. Tomorrow, the North Central caucus of the party, they are going to meet. But I'm hearing that, they are meeting to take a decision on the way forward. So the issues are very worrisome, and I just pray that the party will be able to manage itself through at this moment.
Thank you for staying with us. It is to Mainland 98.3 FM and it is to Open Forum. We just listened to the first insert we listened to was Sᴏᴜᴜᴜ, gubernatorial candidate of PDP in Ogun State. And after that, we also listened to Jacob Mark, former legal advisor, PDP. We also listened to the last voice we just listened to now was that of Kola Ologbondiyan. Yes, I think I got that correctly. Yes, Kola Ologbondiyan, former National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, saying that the situation of the national chairmanship of the PDP is getting worrisome. And that's why we're asking, because it's very important that we have this conversation, the restructuring of the leadership of the party, because at the end of the day, Sᴏᴜᴜᴜ said something, and I think Jacob Mark re-echoed the same thing, and that's as regards the management of the PDP. So it all boils down to the management of the party, the leadership of the party. Fᴏʟᴜᴜ always says something that he is yet to see someone in that party that can whip people back in line and tell them, we need to get our acts together. We need to get our house, in place in order for us to be able to have a united front come 2027. We all know that politicians do not prepare for elections in the year of the election. It takes years and months. And if PDP is going to have a good showing in 2027, they need to put their house together. And now, speaking of putting their house together, in order for them to have that leadership that would actually do what they need to do, they need to sort out some internal wranglings, which is birthed from anti-party activities. Now, what would you consider anti-party activities? There's a lot of things that has happened in recent times, but then we're asking this question: how do you think the PDP, or how do you expect the PDP to deal with the issue of anti-party activities in order for them to restructure the leadership of the party? And do you also hope that PDP can get back on track to being a vibrant and effective opposition political party in the country? I think we've always said this, we've always reiterated this here at Mainland FM, the fact that for a healthy democracy, a vibrant opposition, an effective opposition, opposing political party is very, very important. And that's why we try to, talk against a one-party system, all right, where it's just one party that decides things. So who is going to be able to, the checks and balances, that we need for a healthy democracy? Who's going to do that? All right, so that's the second, that's the what we're going to be looking at now. The number to call is 0913-6000-410. If you'd like to still drop your 2 cents as regards the previous reports that we have been talking about, you can still do that. But now we're currently on the internal wranglings within the People's Democratic Party. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Malam Salah. I'm calling from.
Good afternoon, Malam Salah. You're welcome.
Mr. Sandra, you see, let me tell you one thing. We are heading to one party system.
Why do you say so?
Well, yes, because as far as I'm concerned, PDP is far away from settling their internal rancor to take over in 2027. Let me tell you something. As it is, there is no even direction. The election is 2027, this is 2024, right? The election is the preparation against 2027 has already started.
Yes.
And they're having this issue of leadership. Leadership problem in a party is not something that can be settled within a short period of time, because it's a conflict of interest. You understand? Now let's talk somebody like Wike, for example. Why Wike still remain in PDP? As far as I'm concerned, he's a spy. As far as I'm concerned, he has no any political value. Yes, I say so because the value what he played in 2023 as a sitting governor cannot be the same in 2027. Do you think Wike can influence vote from Niger Delta or from Rivers for PDP? The answer is no. You understand? So instead of going to expel him, can be expelled. This is number one. Atiku also is a problem to PDP. Sandra, I understand his sentiment. Since 1960, we got independence. Northeast has never produced a president outside of Fᴏʟᴜᴜ. You understand?
Okay.
We have never produced a president from Northeast outside the Prime Minister of Fᴏʟʟᴜ. Atiku was the only second person to be a vice president. We have 5 presidents, both military and civilian, from Northwest. We have about 3 from North Central. But we never had one outside Fᴏʟʟᴜ. So maybe that is the argument the Atiku is coming from, that he won't every time he won't be the flag bearer of PDP. As I'm talking to, I think we still have ambition to continue to contest in 2027 as a presidential candidate of PDP. And that also is a problem. It's a problem. But be that as it may, Sandra, if I may ask you, please give me time and let me make that point clear. If PDP happen to pick their presidential candidate from the northern part of Nigeria, which part of the southern part of this country that will be the alliance?
You mean as a running mate?
Yes, as a running mate.
Okay.
Because for you to just have a vote from the northern part of Nigeria, that never guarantees you to be a president of this country.
Of course.
You have to get straight vote. And it's fine. Then who will be their running mate that can deliver people from them? And also, can PDP pick their presidential candidate from the south here? The answer is no. And if it's not, who is that person?
Right. Well, Malam Salau, you remember quite very clearly the reason why they had this issue from the onset. Aside from zoning in Nigeria, where of course we've had Goodluck Jonathan, we've had hold on, sir, we've had Muhammadu Buhari, and now the consensus is supposed to go to the south and then back to the north.
Yes.
All right. Within the PDP, there's the belief that they have that the last person who was president within the PDP was from the south, Goodluck Jonathan.
Okay.
So that was what gave birth to the fact that within the PDP they should zone to the north. And then there was a lot of back and forth. But then, realistically speaking, at that time, would Nigeria, want a northerner again when Muhammadu Buhari just left, office? So this was part of the reasons why, they set up the 37-man committee as regards zoning. What should we do? What should we not do? And then, aside from that, there was also the conversation as regards the fact that, okay, if IRU should not be, because we're going to have a southern presidential candidate. If we have a southern presidential candidate, we can't have a southern national chairman. That was the issue then. So it wasn't just about Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and his ambitions. Yes.
Okay, it's about Abi.
That was from get-go. From Wiki angle now. From Wiki's angle.
Wiki angle. Fine. No, okay. We agree. Because me, Madam Sandra, let me tell you something. I don't even believe that 5 governors have made damages to a PDP. I don't agree with that. Wallahi, I don't agree.
Okay.
I don't agree. But allow me to make my point clear, please, because I've been waiting for this program for long.
Okay.
You see why? Okay, those so-called 5 governors are outside Sᴏᴜ that successfully, honorably, you understand, deliver his state to APC. Tell me who deliver his own state to APC without any distance. Oppon lost his seat. His bid to be a senator. If it's not powerful,
Rivers APC.
Going to see the shenanigans that weekend. He prevent PDP to campaign at all. He became a nice quit. He blocked HC from PDP. If he's all that strong that he know that he can deliver this, we could allow them to campaign now.
All right, so going forward now, as regards the PDP, what do you think? What would you suggest for them to be able to put themselves together now, as having the NEC meeting today?
To be honest, there must be a shift ground. One, let Atiku look himself as a stakeholder, as elder statesman. You understand? Let him remove that sentiment that he wants to be a president. Let him start an element. Let Nɪị̀kè also, because without expelling Nɪị̀kè from PDP, they will never get their house right. Because very soon before 2027, Nɪị̀kè will become to APC, and that is the calculation how. So let Atiku just remove his own distance. Someone they need if I can get those interviews right, they want someone from North Central to continue to outside the Magum Abi. if that should settle the problem, let that be. You understand?
Okay, thank you.
But as far as concerned, they are far from settling their own problem. Outside that, they are very, very far.
Thank you.
Very, very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Thank you very much, Malam Salah. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not today. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday. But there's just a lot going on within the PDP, and that's why we are very, very particular as regards the leadership, the elders in the party. Who is that, persona in the party that can actually sit all of them down and make decisive decisions, so we can have, that vibrant, that effective opposition that our democracy truly needs at this time. 0913-6000-410. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes.
Listen.
Charles. Oh, Charles. My apologies. Please go.
Right. Apart from P2B that left PDP, PDP would have won the last election. So all these PDP and his co-staff, they didn't do anything to me. It was Obi that left PDP that caused PDP the victory in 2023 election. So today, I'm a supporter of PDP, but PDP failed to do the right thing today by telling Wike and his co-staff. That's the end of PDP. Thank you.
All right. Well, I think that's part of the question that we're asking as regards those who may or may not have engaged in anti-party activities, because at this point now, I think it's only the party themselves or the party itself that can determine what exactly is anti-party activities. Because if it is by what we know, there's people that are not supposed to
see in that party.
Hello, let's start. 0913-6000-410. This is Open Forum on Mainland 98.3 FM. The number to call is 0913-6000-410. Hello.
Hello, John from Oba.
All right, Mr.
Well, it's not for the fact that we are supposed to have a very vibrant opposition party. To me, PDP is not dead. The only time we enjoyed good government was when PDP was under Obasanjo to some extent, and the other
Yahadua
and by extension to Jonathan.
Okay.
Yes. Well, and then we have credible people and people that know how government is all about. That was then. So, but of these days now, the people of these days, you have people that lack. I will say it honestly, they lack integrity, credibility. They are disjointed. They are not cohesive in their action and in their deeds. They don't have principle. They don't have ideology. Honestly, going by what, just as you said, going by what we know that ideology and principle should be, is it the way it's supposed to be? And these people that wanted to come and rule us, even if they were given the mandate to serve us, is this how they will behave? Is the party activities and all this kind of shenanigans going about? So, to me, if not because and if we can give us a very credible opposition, honestly, because we need it, whether we like it or not, so that Nigeria does not have one party state where there's only one party that will be ruling, and they can do whatever they like and get a new relief. But once they are put on their things by the opposition and that much amount of them, I think we are put to go. They will sit on their things and they will be at the last. So for me, I think we should sit up now, take the advantage honestly and do the needful to make sure that we push himself to occupy where PDP. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Mr. John from Ogo. I appreciate. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes.
Sorry, I want to contribute. I called before.
Easy.
Yes. There is an issue that sometimes most of us that know this cut some area off. You see, Atiku and Wike should be fair, like the last person that called for. They should be fair. They are the cause of what happened like that election of 2023. Because then Atiku, now okay, we are talking about the power should go to maybe southeast or whatever. when all this fall and so. So how then do you think that the people will still come back again? They come and also betray the people of the Southeast. So what the PDP, they should put their hands together. If Nike and this man, they are the people giving us problem now. Now we is in another place already. You cannot be there and be here. So you cannot be a Jesus and at the same time become a Jesus Christ. The other things we are going to serve. Yes, it is one we will serve according to Bible says. So Atiku, whether anything we like to do to say that we are not interested, let it be. It is a step of them so that PDP will have peace. They will have peace because what is one of those things that caused that I supposed to vote. I didn't vote for them because of Atiku. I cannot vote before this meeting started this week. So the two of them are the major problem of PDP. That is so that they can be able to reform their party and pick out somebody that can do the work for them. And the notice they do is because of this same people that make it to defect with another party. That is the basis of it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's Lizzie's thoughts.
Sandra, sorry, please. I just called briefly. I know you have less than 10 minutes in this program.
Yeah.
You see, the exit of Peter Obi from PDP definitely affected the party. Grossly affected the party. Because ordinarily, if not because of Peter Obi that left PDP, PDP could have collected that, they can won that election. You understand? But even Peter Obi also, his ambition to be a president of this country is under question mark. Because as we speak, he don't have party now. Labour Party is the problem in Labour Party. If he's contesting in 2027 now, which party is going to contest? And let me tell you, Madam, write it down. You're going to give us a long time. Do you think that Peter Obi will get the numbers of what he got in 2023? Absolutely no. Because he is not. Do you think he will Lagos in 2027? No. You understand? So what I expect him to do now in politics, I know some people will think that maybe I sound stupid. In politics, there is no permanent enemy. It's only that permanent interest. Well, it's a game of interest. Let him just shoot his ground. Let him come back to PDP. Kill the PDP. You understand? He is begging. He is begging. Let them agree on terms and conditions. Then they will get to 65. If not, he will lose out. PDP will lose out. And I don't even see PDP or a Labour Party 2027 against APC. That is impossible. Politically.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see if we can squeeze in one or two more phone calls. Hello, good afternoon.
Calling from Shomon.
Yes, we can. Please go on, Mr. Collins.
For me, let's not be joined any PDP. I only voted Obi and the GRV. I didn't vote Labour Party. It's just these two people that I voted. If there is no candidate, I will just rest. I will go out. If I don't know you and I don't know what you are up to, I don't know antecedents and whatever, I will vote. PDP, whatever they want to do, let them do it. If they all those kind of set of people, I can never vote them. If it comes out, whatever they do there, let them do it. These two political parties, even Labour Party, some members will join them. Those political buccaneers, what they will get, that's what they are. These are the two people I voted. If I don't have good candidates, I'll better rest. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. As we wrap things up on Open Forum for today. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes.
Please stop again, please. Sorry. Somebody, the woman I thought said it was people that push will be out of PDP. No. Atiku told PDP to only they want to donate to the staff, they should donate to pass it. But he wanted to support it to be. But Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇ said no because once the thing comes to the pass, he will pick it. And they said no, they will not allow him to pick it. So that's why Atiku not okay, they should throw it open. One of the people Oᴘᴇ Fᴏʟᴜᴜᴜ were the co-chairman of the people they totally set up to this open.
The 37-man committee.
So they were the co-chairman. So when they not throw it open, Atiku not pick the same. They were the starter president. Why did they throw it open?
Well, thank you very much. I need to take this last call. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Prince Wise.
I thank God to have it. I haven't started governor now. Even though some of them go to me the opposition this country. Because the other become one half only one governor, the fourth one half only one governor, and governor they have power that one cannot take. So as it is now, if a people can just believe that we need United Nigeria Pᴏʟɪᴛ and see us from the 2023 election. All I think is whether we let us electorate, it is South Nigeria, Northern Nigeria. Now we are having this political thing. They think there is a state in Nigeria today. We need to go down all this political thing. And that's why we are calling for regional government, not this type of democracy group from America, too expensive, still with corruption. But I can see to see, as people to see up. We they were talking about, I think they were telling us to again, go away with that's the acting government, Gamma there. The Gamma from the north from the south, has got a lot of come from the north. To balance anything, as people see, it means the destiny, therefore, you know, that this man is the top president of Nigeria. I work out the BDP from gaining for that part all state, Oyo State, Rivers State, and other states. So, every day, if they want better United Nigeria, they should allow PDP to see that candidates and they sort it out. It can be started, it can be started out. Because if you look at Nigeria, before the 2023 election, that the meeting was going to start on that the next president of any party will come to follow these people. Let them do everything. So for me, whether I expect there's not a fair this man, let the wicked remain like that. You have to also support that.
All right, thank you very much, Prince Wise, because we're running fat out of time as it is now, because Jaydan will be coming in very soon to have the legendary Lẹ́kan Babalọlá on air for Afro Timeout. But then as we wrap things up on Open Forum for today, I think we're looking forward to whatever the results will be from the NEC meeting of the PDP. Whatever it is it make or mar? I think we can all agree that it's going to make a lot of difference going forward on the political landscape. And also, as regards, all of the previous conversations, pricing of commodities as against the dollar and also the rising inflation. Naira mutilation, we've put out what you should not do. Please take note of that. Subsidy, is it gone or is it not gone? Let the federal government please hearken to the voice of Nigerians, we're asking. All right, well, that's a wrap for today. Of course, Oᴘᴇᴜ Fᴏʟᴜ will be in the Situation Room by 4 p.m. With Mr. Muyiwa Adeyemi. You do not want to miss that because the conversation never ends here. Of course, join us again next week, Thursday, for more conversations as regards all of the hot stories. On Sunday, Political Roundtable will be live on air by 6 p.m. Coming up next, as I mentioned earlier, is Jaydan. Let's have some music. Let's have something to just cool us out a bit as we also learn about the journey of the legend Lẹ́kan Babalọlá from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then Oᴘᴇᴜ comes back with a conversation by 4 p.m. My name is OMOBOLA Sandra. Thank you, Kevin Wafili.
Thank you for having me, Sandra.
All right, and that's a wrap for today on Open Forum. Please take care of yourself.